Okay, so to finish off my bathroom cabinet, I've got this filler strip that I need to put in here to close off this gap. And I've also got a cover panel that covers this one and comes out flush to the door. I could use, in fancier cabinetry, I would have used another cover panel on this side so that I had the cover panel come out flush with the face of the door and then return my filler strips. But you can see that that would cost me an extra cover panel each side, and most of it's just getting lost into the back. So I'm choosing to go an easier way, and that's just right in recessed back. It's not as good looking, but it does save some money, so you'll have to decide which way you're gonna go. The reason I left this out until the finish is if you have to shim your countertop up or something like that, it's nice to get your filler strip right in tight to the underside of the cabinet, so now I'm able to get more accurate measurements of how long it needs to be. So I'm gonna pull out my drawer, take a measurement at the top, take a measurement at the bottom, and then total length. So I like to make these just a tiny bit larger than they need to be and really squeeze them in. So I'm gonna go 3 3/8 with this one at the top. And you can see I'm getting 3 3/8 down here as well. Let's see if I can get my tape underneath so you guys can see. So I'm getting 3 3/8 at the bottom. So width of my strip, 3 3/8. I'm gonna clip my tape measure on the bottom and bring it to the underside of the cabinet and get a total height for this strip. 30 3/8 is what I'm reading in there. Okay, so that's my measurement for my filler strip. Now I'm going to measure up my side cover panel. Again, it's coming just flush, just behind flush of the door. So I'm going to measure off the wall. I'm going to go with just to the round edge of this cabinet, so 22 1/8. Getting the same up at the top. So 22 1/8. Whenever I'm writing measurements down, I typically go width before length. Most people in the construction industry, and I think everywhere else, do the same thing, but it's just really good to get used to writing down the width before you write the length down. So 22 1/8. Now this cover panel, one thing that I do like to do is go right down to the floor with these ones, not stay up to this height and put the toe kick piece in on this side. So my cover panel, in fact, is going to go from underside of granite countertop right down to the finished tile floor. So I'm shooting about 34 7/8. I'm on a little bit of an angle. Just gonna, so when I straighten it out, I still am shooting or measuring 34 7/8 to the underside. I'm just gonna double check that it's the same back here, which you can see I got lucky, it definitely is. So check one more spot. That'll be a little tighter there, but I'm gonna go with 34 7/8. Do a couple dry fits, and if I need to scribe the floor to get it in, then that's what I'll need to do. Okay, so here's my finished cover panel, cut to the size that I measured up earlier. Just gonna get it in position. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, there is kind of a little hump in the floor right here. You can see that my gable panel is not sitting flat on the tile there. It is not quite sitting on there, but it's touching in here. So I'm going to use my pencil thickness as a scribe and scribe down a line on the bottom of this panel so that I can carve it out with my circular saw so that this fits much nicer in there. So just gonna glide my pencil. there's a little film on there. I guess I'm gonna have to. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna pop this out to show you guys. So you can see, it's just those two tiles are just humped up, so I'll cut from nothing here, go up a little higher, back down to nothing there, and that should allow me to pop this right into position. Okay, so you can see there is a small little gap down here. Definitely going to be covered with the silicone joint. So everything's looking good here. I'll go from the inside of my cabinet and fasten a couple screws into the side of this panel. Okay, so here's my filler strip, 3 5/8 or 3 3/8 by 30 3/8. So it is slightly oversized, you know, just by a very little bit. I'm gonna put one bead of silicone down this edge. I'm gonna put it in on this angle and just pop it into position. And the one bead of silicone down this edge will hold it for now. When I've got my finish done on the walls, in this situation it's gonna be my casing. We'll probably run a silicone joint just on the two to hold the other side in. Okay, so that's filler strip installed. You can see I've got a little fine line here against the wall that again, if this was just going to a drywall wall, once my painting was done, I'd use a nice translucent silicone, go across that joint, and you'll never see it. So this is a perfectly installed filler strip.